Terra Classic truly is at point critical. It's been a few days since Binance rolled out their delisting announcement for 9 stablecoins in the European Economic Area on March 31st. And according to the exchange, this decision aligns with the MiCA framework, which introduces stricter regulations for digital assets. Binance has explained that users can continue trading these assets until the deadline, after which Binance will completely remove them from its spot market. There's also conflicting information out there about the margin trading and the fact that they will be deleting any non-compliant pairs, and any remaining balances are going to be converted to USDC. The exchanges also urge traders to manage their positions in advance to avoid forced liquidations. This is all very important stuff, and it's going to have a drastic effect on our ecosystem. USTC makes up a considerable amount of your commission-based rewards that you get for staking with a validator, and a validator's commission is also built up considerably from USTC. If we do in fact see a delisting on the biggest exchange there is in crypto currently, and not only the biggest exchange, but the largest custodial holder of USTC, we're going to see a massive run on the USTC price as the panic sets in and people try to exit an already unstable asset. And yes, USTC has not been a stable coin since the May 2022 DPEG, and it's been nothing but a speculative asset. We need to move very carefully and very fast, because the situation really is, if we do absolutely nothing, if we sit still, if we allow this thing to play out, we're not only going to see these MiCA regulations affect Binance, we're going to see it affect exchanges like MEXC, Crypto.com, and all of the other major players in the space, because if they want to be part of this new regulatory landscape, well, they're going to abide by the rules, just as Binance is. And as we know, Binance tends to lead the pack. So they really could begin to start this cascade effect, which then leads to a mass exodus of all of the custodial assets as people rush to exit the USTC coin. This is going to be detrimental to our entire ecosystem, because if USTC does in fact devalue completely, well, then we're going to be screwed. We're going to be left with a very small reward ratio that's not going to be beneficial for any validators, any delegates across board. And we're going to see another mass exodus, and we could possibly see a crash of our entire ecosystem. And I'm not even over exaggerating at this point. This could be crazy. This really could be nails in the coffin, put in the ground. It really could mess our entire ecosystem up, because we are heavily reliant on that USTC reward structure. So as I've spoken about previously, it's not just in the EU we need to be worried with stablecoins. There is the Genius Stablecoin Act rolling out in the United States, and Cynthia Lummis aims to get this into the regulatory landscape within 50 to 100 days. If we now look forward to what is happening Friday, well, we're seeing the first ever White House crypto summit, and the likelihood is there will be rolling out those stablecoin regulations, because as you know, the United States is moving very fast when it comes to crypto regulation and crypto adoption. This would then leave UST, still classified as a algorithmic stablecoin, in a lot of trouble, because then we could see a further delisting outside of the European Union as well. The USTC is running out of viable options. It cannot restore its original peg within 26 days. It cannot become a regulated asset in 26 days. It can't become a protocol. It can't become some kind of asset that falls into this new regulatory landscape that maintains its original classification. The Terra Classic community has 2 key focuses going up to the 31st of March. 1, reclassify USTC from an algorithmic stablecoin to a speculative based asset. This would match its behavior, its terminology since the May 2022 DPEG. Secondly, we need to prevent the Binance delisting from rolling out through the reclassification and hopefully an approved governance proposal. This would send strong signs to Binance that we ourselves would like to see the reclassification and we would like to see either the relisting or the delisting removed entirely. If we can prevent the big boulder that is Binance at the top of this waterfall, well, then we could prevent the major delistings rolling out across board. We could get ahead of the curve, which is the Genius Stablecoin Act rolling out in the United States. If we do nothing over the course of the next 26 days, we're going to see market-wide consequences. And I really do mean this. There's going to be an extreme liquidity crunch. USTC already has low trading volume and liquidity. All of us know this. And we also know a large number of Binance users selling would drain the liquidity pools. It's going to make it difficult to buy, to sell without seeing a major price crash. Any DEX liquidity would be even lower than centralized exchange liquidity, making a full transition away from Binance even harder. Binance's dominance is also going to mean that if they do roll out that delisting, KuCoin, MEXC could also see panic sell-offs. They could also maybe do a panic delisting, trying to themselves get ahead of this stablecoin regulatory curve. The price drop could invalidate any ongoing USTC recovery efforts, further reducing confidence in our overall ecosystem. And this is just a small amount of the possible consequences we could see as an ecosystem. The idea and concept of turning USTC and reclassifying it from an algorithmic stablecoin into this meme-based speculative asset seems laughable at face value, but when we go and we digest all of the information and evidence that's available, we start to see it's the only viable route forward in regards to preventing or attempting to prevent this delisting rolling out on Binance. They are, like I said, one of two key points right now. If we can prevent that delisting, if we can get Binance to support the reclassification of USTC to this speculative meme-based asset, well, we could see broader support roll out across all other CEXs. We might find it easier to communicate and have them support this past governance proposal. And again, Binance would be very supportive if they see we're all on side, we're working together, and we would like to see this reclassification roll out. Binance has supported us many times before, and whenever we've been outspoken enough, we get enough support on something, we get it in front of their eyes, they do tend to respond, give us an answer. And this is now a situation where we really are pushed into a corner. We've got 26 days to figure this out or we're getting delisted. Now, we have a massive underlying issue with a group of validators who are working actively to shut down any proposals that propel the chain in a positive direction. And it's quite obvious why they're doing this, why they're preventing the burning of LFG assets, further preventing the freezing of LFG assets. And it's because they benefit from a chain that is suffering. If the chain is not doing well as a layer one, well, then the layer one burned out users are going to head off into these L2s, which is very beneficial for these validators. They swap their LUNC, that validator then uses that to artificially inflate his voting power, and then he's able to use that voting power to control the narrative more. They're able to shut down proposals, create more burned out users. My biggest worry with the reclassification Commonwealth discussion that I've got up is that it's going to be hindered. There's going to be psyops against it. They're going to be people, and their aim is to break you down and make you feel like all hope is lost, whilst also saying to you, well, you know, maybe we'll be okay. Maybe there won't be a major sell-off. Maybe we won't see a bank run on USTC or a massive price crash. We need to be very, very careful going forward who is drilling holes in the boat and who is bailing buckets of water out. It's very detrimental watching these validators prevent any forward movement. We have 26 days to figure this thing out. And again, the only viable route forward to prevent the delisting rolling out on Binance, to prevent this cascade, this waterfall from really opening up and really doing some serious damage, is to follow this path that's laid out ahead. But again, I'm worried that those same validators that are acting in the shadows, that are voting in the very last minutes, are going to try and shut this down. Because again, if USTC does in fact fail, where are all of those burnout users going to go? They're not going to go to LUNC. They're probably going to look for layer 2 projects on chain that they can jump into. These are the pitfalls we need to be very careful of, and we need to be very, 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 very definitive on those 2 key points, because many validators and many of these PSYOP campaigns work to deviate you away. Oh, well, what about this? Well, what about that? It's all a Schrodinger's box, and the only thing that matters is reclassification, and then getting on Binance and saying to them, hey, look, we've voted this through, it's passed. Can we get a reclassification? Can you remove your delisting? We're not actually a stable coin, and we're not falling into this regulatory landscape. Binance knows best about the depeg, the situation, and the traits of our blockchain. I really do think with the right outreach, with the right support, the right amount of coverage on X, we could get them to listen to us. We could get them to help us reclassify this and, ensure they remain the largest custodial holder for LUNC and USTC going forward. There'll be people out there say, well, Binance won't do any crazy swaps, or go and look for yourself and check the history of what Binance has done during certain circumstances like this in regards to swapping users' funds. And you'll find a lot of it actually happened around the depeg in May 2022. But I'm going to continue talking about the reclassification. I'm going to keep talking about USTC, the delisting, and raising awareness inside this community, outside this community. But aside that, guys, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section. Would you support this proposal? Links to everything that we've shown here in the description, same as the Commonwealth discussion. And yeah, just stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. As always, I'll catch you in the next one.